Howdy y'all, it's Chris with Show Up Fitness, favorite trainer with a belt buckle. Today we're going to be going over the muscle, the serratus anterior. Before we get into that, make sure to follow us on Instagram, YouTube. If you want to become a trainer, next class in Los Angeles, August 12th, San Diego, La Jolla, September 10th. You got to show up. Serratus anterior. I'll put it in my top 5 favorite muscles. I call it the Rocky muscle because if you remember in Rocky 4 when he fights the Russian, they're staring at each other. They both come out and Rocky's all jacked and shredded on the side. It looks like he got freaking clawed by a cougar. These are your serratus muscles. Serratus like a knife. The origin is the lateral surface of the upper 8 ribs. Pretty scaly over here. So this is a cool muscle because the muscle's all on the side. It originates on the ribs, the first 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way down to here. It inserts into the vertebral border of the scapula. This is your scapula. This is a really cool visual learning opportunity for you to see where it goes into because it comes around and inserts right into here, but it goes through and actually comes onto the anterior surface of the vertebral border. So the muscle is actually, it's like, think of it like this, where it comes around and it wraps itself on top. And then it's stapled in there via tendon, obviously. Remember, a tendon is going to be muscle into that connective tissue. So it comes all the way underneath the scap and then it inserts on there. The action is abduction of the scap. People get confused with that when you read it in a book because they think of the shoulder abduction. Also the scapula in the anatomical position, it's going away. So on the posterior side, it's abducting, also referred to as protraction. Think about when you press, it's protracting. Upward rotation, so when we do a military press, your serratus is going to help bring it up. Stabilizes the scap against the chest wall, so it just keeps it honed on to that rib cage. Depression, bringing it down. Think about someone's depressed or down. So your scapula are going to come down, they're depressed. And last is forced exhalation. Your serratus muscles are going to be engaging. So let's go over some fun factoids. A couple of them being, when is the serratus engaged? If you look at, simple, stupid textbooks like the NASM, I always like making fun of them. It's one of my favorite things. You look at the agonist, synergist, stabilizer, antagonist for muscle actions for an exercise. For the bench press, they're going to tell you when you push, it's your chest, your anterior deltoid. Triceps will be your synergist, and the antagonist will be your posterior deltoid. That's it! Well, there's a lot more if you look at the anatomy of what's going on. So at the elbow, obviously, when you do a bench press, it's extending, so therefore it's going to be your tricep. When you press horizontal abduction, you're going to get the chest, also your anterior deltoid. That's the agonist. But when we look at the synergist, it's not just your triceps. You got to factor in what the scapula is doing. It's protracting. So your serratus muscle is an important pressing muscle. When you bench press, when you do push-ups, we forget about the serratus. A lot of times you'll see they call it scapped winging, where if you were to look at my scaps, pretend like they were back, and like there's this valley right here. You'll see it a lot with people, especially with girls because they wear sports bras. They're walking around, you can see their 2 scaps. I always look like a creep in the gym because I'm checking people out because of their scapped winging, not because of anything else. But you see that their scaps are back and there's just like gap. It's because probably we're not optimizing the engagement of the serratus anterior. So there's some exercise that we can do. One of my favorite ones is just to go to a pull-up bar and hang, and then just move your scaps up. Don't move your elbows, but you're depressing. Nice and control all the way down. Come up, you hold. Remember, another action of the serratus is forced exhalation, so breathe through it. So you're really engaging that muscle 3 to 5 reps before a pressing day would help. Protraction. I like to pretend like this is a wall. You get a band on my hand, put it around. Actually, I can just do it, couldn't I? Get this guy. Here we go. So my wall, I'll be fixed on my hand will be fixed on a wall or something right here. And then what you're going to do, remember your breathing is important because you want to exhale. So protraction. You come back in, elevate, and then depress. Chin should be tucked back. And then probably my favorite exercise to do for any type of dysfunction in your scapulas is a downward dog push-up variation. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this with the camera, so if I go off screen, I'm sorry. I'm about 99% sure I am, so I'm going to pretend like this is the ground right here. So I'm going to do a push-up, and then I'm going to push away. So essentially, I'm going to be pushing away from the ground and really upwardly rotating. And then I like to do it on a foam roller, because then you're just going to be stabilizing on your rotator cuff, but you're going to get the scap to stabilize against the chest wall as well. So you're really getting all the actions of what the scap do. And then when you come back down, you can get a little bit of depression in there, so it really hits all aspects of optimizing the engagement of the serratus anterior. So just to review, the serratus muscle, it's a badass muscle right on the side of your rib cage. If you were to put your hand on the side, it comes over into your scap underneath, and it's going to insert into the vertebral border on the anterior side. So it comes and it inserts right back on this portion. Scapula is part of the shoulder, clavicle, humerus, 17 muscles of the shoulder. This is one of those more challenging ones to remember. Actions, we have protraction, upward rotation. It's going to stabilize the scap on the chest wall. It's going to depress, which is bring it down. And last but not least, forced exhalation. Give these a shot. Have a great day.